many of you grew up like I did, not rich? We weren't poor, we just weren't rich. I remember about 12 years old, I wanted to ride my bicycle about a mile down the road to the local Quick Sack. And I was gonna go down there and get me an icy. Y'all got ices here? And I came in and asked my dad, I said, Dad, I need some money to go to the Quick Sack. And my dad said, how old are you? I said, well, I'm your son. I'm 12. And he said, you're 12 years old. You don't need money, you need a job. Y'all know the kind of dad I'm talking about. Some of you had one like that. My dad didn't think that work was a management theory. It was something you did. It was an activity. And so he said, you need to get some money. Where are you going to get some money? And I said, well, some of my buddies are cutting grass. I guess I could cut grass. So he took me, true story, down on Nolensville Road. I grew up in Antioch, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. Took me down the main drag there in Nashville, Tennessee. Took me to a print shop and printed up 500 business cards, said Dave's Lawns. I said, Dad, this is a little overkill. I just wanted an icy. Came home and he said, you go knock on the closest 50 doors here in the neighborhood and you ask those people with enthusiasm if you can have the opportunity to provide their lawn care needs. Don't you knock on the door and say, you don't want me to cut your grass, do you? So he taught me marketing. We had junior achievement. Junior best be achieving something. So I did. I went and knocked on the closest 50 doors and it worked. Got 27 yards to cut. I was 12 years old. This is child abuse. I mean, 19 of them were right in a row. I just went down the street like this. Made me keep a profit and loss statement on my business. My income minus his lawnmowers I tore up equals net profit. Yeah, I found out the difference in gross and net pretty quick. It's good to work. Work is a good thing. Proud of my dad for teaching that mean little bald-headed kid that stuff. I graduated from high school. I'm 18 years old. 3 weeks later, passed my real estate license. Started selling real estate. Took off to college and went through college in 4 years, which is what you do if you're paying for it. You don't hang out, you know. It's like every time I stay here longer, it costs more. I figured this out, you know. And so I was working my tail off, getting all the way through college, and I met my beautiful wife, Sharon, and we got married, and we graduated, and we started off our lives broke. How many of y'all remember when you started broke, right? Oh, man, we ain't got money, honey, but we got love. It's a good thing, too, because we ain't got no money. I mean, it was bad. We were eating off a card table. She was driving a 1902 Pinto. Came out of college, and I went through a couple jobs, and I started buying and selling real estate. I grew up in the real estate business. Mom and Dad were in the real estate business, and I was good at it. And starting from nothing, by the time I was 26 years old, I had about $4 million worth of real estate. A little over $1 million net worth. In my best year ever in that business, I made $250,000 cash taxable income one year. That's $20,000 a month. I don't know where you grew up, the neighborhood I grew up in, that's known as rich. I was having so much fun. And here's what's weird. I do everything backwards, y'all. 26 years old, our bank that we owed $1,200,000 to got sold to another bank. I know that never happens in your town. And they looked down, they said, a kid 26 years old owes us over $1 million. Let's limit this relationship, which is banker talk for ruin his life. And they called our notes. I had 6 months to come up with over $1 million. And the second largest lender, another bank, $800,000 owed to them, heard I was in trouble because I was in trouble. And it gets out in the town, doesn't it? They're not supposed to talk about it, but they do. And they called another $800,000. So I had $2 million due. It's all tied up in real estate. And we spent the next 2.5 years of our life losing everything we owned. We were foreclosed on. We were sued. We were sued so many times, the guy with the sheriff's department that brings the little lawsuit papers, we're like on a first name basis with him. Sharon's making him cookies. And finally, with a brand new baby and a toddler, we hit bottom and we were bankrupt. I didn't know what to do. I was 28 years old. My marriage is hanging on by a thread. Pain is not my preferred method of learning, but it is a thorough teacher. And finally, we were bankrupt. Brand new baby. I remember standing in the shower with it as hot as I could stand it in my face and just stand there and cry because I was so scared. And there was nobody to talk to because I was so ashamed to tell anybody what I had done. Because everybody else has got their act together, right? At least that's what we think, until you find out what's really going on behind closed doors. Now, I've got a finance degree, okay?